There's something enchanting about the way garlic has traveled through time, not just as food, but as a symbol, a shield, a spell. In kitchens, temples, battlefields, and doorways, garlic has served many roles, from a pungent cooking ingredient to a sacred protector. Long before anyone knew about microbes or disease vectors, people instinctively believed that garlic had the power to ward off bad luck, curses, and unseen evil. And perhaps what's most magical about it is that they were, in many ways, absolutely right. Throughout the ages, garlic has had a strangely dual nature. It's humble, pulled from the dirt with simple hands, but it's also revered, hung with care in bunches above doorways or carried as amulets. This paradox, earthy yet sacred, made garlic a perfect candidate for rituals and protections. In many cultures across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, people believed that garlic could guard against the evil eye, chase away dark spirits, and even reverse bad omens. In Sicily, cloves were braided and hung over cradles to protect newborns. In Romania and the Balkans, garlic was applied to windows and keyholes to keep malevolent forces from slipping inside. In India, it was used in spiritual cleansings to push away negative vibrations. The logic was simple and deeply intuitive. If something smells this strong, this alive, this assertively here, then surely it must push away the invisible things that threaten our peace. But it wasn't only belief, it was also observation. People noticed that garlic seemed to keep pests away. Where garlic was stored or grown, there were fewer insects, fewer rats. In a time when pest-borne diseases were a death sentence, this protection was not just symbolic. It saved lives. Garlic's intense aroma, driven by sulfur-containing compounds like allicin, naturally repels many insects and animals. Fleas, mosquitoes, and other pests, some of the deadliest disease carriers in human history, are sensitive to its chemical makeup. So even though ancient cultures didn't know what bacteria or viruses were, they did know this. Garlic protected. And that was all they needed to believe it had powers far beyond the physical. Garlic's antimicrobial properties also played a subtle but profound role in its mystical reputation. Crushed garlic releases allicin, a compound that actively kills or inhibits the growth of bacteria and fungi. It could be used on wounds, in food preservation, or as a rudimentary air cleanser. In times of plague or illness, garlic was often eaten raw, worn on the body, or hung in the home, not out of culinary preference, but as an act of defense. It was the closest thing to a medicinal force field they had. And for many, it worked. Those who consumed garlic or surrounded themselves with it may have avoided infections, simply because they were unknowingly using nature's antibiotic. Over time, that practical benefit took on a spiritual shape. Garlic wasn't just helpful, it was protective in a way that felt almost supernatural. The belief that garlic could ward off bad luck or curses, then, wasn't blind superstition. It was an attempt to understand something real, something observable, through the lens of culture and imagination. Garlic became a physical expression of hope and protection in a dangerous, uncertain world. It was something you could hold, taste, hang by your door, a tangible barrier between you and the things you couldn't control. When misfortune struck or sickness crept in, people needed something to believe in, something to fight back with. And garlic, with its fire, its bitterness, and its stubborn scent, felt like the right kind of warrior. Even now, in a world shaped by science and technology, garlic hasn't lost that spark of mysticism. Modern medicine praises it for its cardiovascular benefits, its role in reducing blood pressure, its antioxidant power. We know how it works now. We've mapped its molecules and studied its enzymes. And yet, people still hang garlic in their homes, still carry cloves in their pockets when traveling through unfamiliar places, still believe in its ability to cleanse, purify, and protect. We still respect its bite. We still, in some quiet part of ourselves, believe that there's something more to garlic than meets the eye. That's the magic of it. This bulb that grows in silence, hidden underground, collecting strength until it's ready to burst through the soil and become something bold. It doesn't ask to be liked. Its flavor is too strong, its smell too persistent, its presence too undeniable. And that's exactly why people have trusted it for centuries. Garlic doesn't whisper. It doesn't vanish in the face of danger. It announces itself with fire and insists on its place in your life. In a world of doubt, garlic is certainty. So whether you hang it above a doorway, press it into your cooking, or keep it close just in case, you're part of an ancient story. Garlic is food, medicine, and myth all in one. And maybe, just maybe, it really does keep bad luck away. Not only because of what's inside it, but because of the strength it reminds us we carry inside ourselves.